Hello everybody. Let's see. I need to turn off my sounds. Let's see. Twitch. Sorry I'm late. Kinda got distracted. Let's see. Hey. Sorry, it's gonna take me just a minute. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm coming. Okay, there we go. Alright, let me turn off my Facebooks and whatnots so it doesn't make noises. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Did I just shut down my Twitch? Okay, here we go. Sounding okay? Okay. Thank you. What's up, Kyle? Alright. I think we're good. Is music too loud? For Black Friday. It's gonna be a special. Yes. Yep. Front, back. A, B, select start. Alright. Hey Chris. Hey Blance. Hey T-Chan. Is that you, Tommy? Did you make it? Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Let's let me get my reference in here. Is it here? No. Pictures. This one. Things are good. I'm feeling old. My oldest son is getting married. So that's what I was distracted with. I gotta find a bunch of his like life pictures growing up so we can make a little video of him and his wife to be, like their growing up stages and things. So that's what I've been doing today. A little bit. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, he's makes me old. And I need a drink. Sumerian King, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. All my favorite peeps. Excuse me. Okay. Where were we? I'm thinking... Oh, yeah. Brian sent me... Yeah, I need to bust out the beers, right? So, the concept artist, Brian, he sent me a colored version of this. I was going to show you guys. It's really cool. Sorry, I'm a little slow getting going here. It's in here, right here. Let's take a look. Okay. Check this out. Right? Sweet. A little heavy on the red, which makes sense, you know, it's Jessica Rabbit for sure. But it's a little heavy on the red. Oh wow. Yes, red. It's Jessica Rabbit, right? Okay, so I was thinking about, what was I thinking about? I was thinking about blocking in the, well, I could do the hat, I could do the sleeves, or I could do the bodice thing, which I might do that. And then we have this dress, and I think I talked to you guys last week about, yeah, different shades of red for sure, T-Chan. Last week we talked about this anatomy stuff. You guys remember? Let me load that in again. Oh, this is a spotlight. hold on one second. So Psychra, some of you guys knew Psychra, he did this amazing anatomy study, this reference sheet right here, this guy. So I mentioned last week about maybe modeling this during my stream, and I think I really want to, and I messaged the guy, so I messaged Psychra and asked him if he would mind, and he was really stoked about it. But he's like, let me draw you a new one. This one's kind of old and outdated, and I want to draw you a new one. So what he's doing is he is drawing a new one this week, and he's going to let me model it starting, and I'm going to put Jessica on pause for a little while, and I'm going to model this guy out. I guess the guys at Pixelogic said that a lot of you were looking for some anatomy study and help and things like that, so I thought I would get into modeling this out. So if you guys are stoked for that, I think that'd be pretty cool. Okay, so hooray for that. I don't know what this is. Okay. Okay. So let's, I'm just gonna roughly block out this dress, even though she's not really in her pose yet. But I wanted to kind of block it out going off in one direction, just so I can get this overlap of this bodice here. It is Sumerian King. That's an awesome question. So the question is, do I think it's necessary to message someone asking permission to do something based on their work, or is it more of a professional courtesy? It is very, very much a professional courtesy, and you should do it every single time. And it's just out of sheer respect for the artist. They put in the time, they put in the effort, and usually 9 times out of 10 they'll be ecstatic, and they'll even want to help you and give you feedback on the model. So like I asked Brian here, and obviously he gave me this to work from, not just this sketch down here. So, and he's super excited for me to model this thing. So it's just nice when they know that you're doing it. And then always, if you ever post it on ArtStation or in your gallery or anything like that, it's always a good idea to give them credit for the original concept, and then even link to their ArtStation if you can. So I put the pirate girl that I've been working on, I put her up on ArtStation a couple days ago, and I made sure that I linked to Johannes's ArtStation account and called him out and put his name on it and all that kind of stuff. It just goes a long ways to, you know, the being professional and courteous and respectful. So yes, absolutely. It's a lot of people think the internet's just like free whatever. Just go grab whatever you want and model whatever you want. And it's okay if you're not selling anything or whatever, but if you're going to put it in your portfolio, you're going to promote yourself and all that kind of stuff, it's just common courtesy to do. So I'm going to turn this music down just a little bit more. Anyway, sorry on that rant. It's funny because something kind of went down in the 10,000 hours Facebook group today of someone not putting the original concept artist name on there, and she kind of got hounded for it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Just do it. Okay, what are we doing? We're going to put the dress on there. Okay. He said no? The only reason I think somebody would say no, there's only two reasons I can think of. Either one, it's already like tied up in licensing or being used for something else, and they have an exclusive license, so it really can't be used for anything. And that's the only time I've ever been told no. And it's a polite no. It's like, you know what, it probably wouldn't be a good idea because it's already been done and paid for this company for this other thing, which I completely understand. And so, and the second reason is, if you're like a super duper green noob with your sculpts, and they don't, if you call them out and attach their name to something, and you're just barely starting out and you're just okay at it, that's going to connect their name to search engines and things like that. When people search for their art, your sculpt's going to show up in the feed. So they might say no because it might just be, you know, your skill level might not be to their par or something, who knows. But anyway, yeah, that's the only two reasons I can think of. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. I hope that answered your question. I didn't say you were bad. I'm just trying to think of reasons why they would say no. You know. Okay. Let's I'm going to append a star. Well, I'm going to insert a star. Here we go. The reason I'm inserting a star is because I just want to change this to a cube, a primitive polysphere. Because this is going to be my blockout. Okay, for the dress. And again, I'm using Joe Pickup's music stream. So. Oh yeah, yeah. So there's a good reason, you know. If he already had plans for it, and he didn't want, you know, he didn't want to see somebody else go, you know, take it out from underneath him and do, like, maybe he was worried you do a better job. Who knows? Or he just wants first dibs. You know, which is funny because you would think if he wanted first dibs, then he wouldn't have posted it in the first place, right? But who knows? Hey Multi, it will be released. Thank you for the question. I'm trying really hard to release it, open it up for enrollment again in the next 2 to 3 weeks or sooner if I can. I'm going to do a webinar. So I'm going to be doing some live teaching, so you can show up for that, and it's a lot like what I'm doing here, but a little more focused. And at the end, I'll tell you all about the course and what it's all about, and then I'll open it up for enrollment for a few days to a week, something like that. So now she's kind of looking like a bug woman. That's funny. Okay. So very soon, very soon. Yeah, I'm excited. Because there's a lot of people asking that same question. They've been patient with me. I just want to make sure that it's ready for the next set of students, you know. I'm updating it with a bunch of lessons and a bunch of 4R8 stuff. And I'm changing some lessons based on a little bit of confusion from some of the students. I love that, actually. I love that it's so, like, malleable. Like, I can tune it and tweak it and, you know, add things here, add things there, as people, you know, like one guy today, well, this guy, Tommy, he's in the chat. He was having some trouble with posing, so I'm going to add a little bit on the end of my posing lesson, and I'm going to talk about how to get in and out of problems when you run into problems posing. So that's another little thing I want to add before I launch. Okay, let's see. Asking the price. Yeah. It really does. How much is it? Yeah, then it's all about price, you know, price. if it's right for you, you'll get it. If not, you can wait till next time. I don't know. Okay, let's see. I do have payment plans, just like a two-time payment plan is all. I might extend it to 3, I don't know. But I'm here to tell you, payment plans are kind of a pain. Kind of a pain in the butt. I like them because a lot of people can afford it easier. You know, and they can get in there and actually just balance it out. Hey Ashen, how's it going? So, yeah, I'll most likely be offering payment plans again. So, do I have a certain? Do you have to have a certain skill set or be a certain level of abilities to be able to join? No, not necessarily. I mean, you have to be. I wouldn't say you have to be. It will help you a lot if you're already a semi-skilled artist. You know, the more you are, I guess the higher skill set you have just in art in general, it'll help you. But I also talk about character design and character blockouts and just general design rules. I go over all that stuff too, so it helps. I'm going to ZBrush this because it's stretching like crazy. See that? But it's I mean, maybe T-Chan can talk to this, but I start you out at a very early beginner level and take you all the way to advanced throughout the course. And how you get to be advanced is you just keep making characters. Just keep making characters. It's not about just make one character and you're done and you're out. It's lifetime access. Make as many characters as you want. So it's just, yeah, practice and update and get better. That's what it's all about. Get better. All right. Put this at 1. I'm doing pretty good, Ashton. How's it going? Yes, it would be very... You know, I was actually thinking about doing a meetup, like a student meetup. That'd be awesome. Go drink some beers or something. And I am sponsoring the ZBrush Summit this year. I will be giving away 3 seats to my course. 3. Let's see. Let me catch up here. Hey Red, how's it going? So how long does the course last? It is lifetime access. So and the reason it's lifetime access is because I kind of made it for me if I was a student and I was going through it again. Because people have busy lives and they don't necessarily have time for an intense 8-week course if they have a job and family and all that kind of stuff. So basically what it is, it's a whole bunch of videos that you can watch at your own pace and go through. And then there's a closed Facebook group, and I might be changing over to Discord as soon as they add video chat and video streaming to Discord. But it's yeah, it's going well. The students seem to be enjoying it. It's a type of course that is it's popular in other industries, but I haven't seen anybody do it in the 3D character modeling industry or animation industry. So it's kind of new. I was worried it wouldn't work, but so far it seems to be working. And there are people that haven't even started yet. They bought the course because they wanted access, but they just haven't started yet. So it's just go at your own pace. And then I do what I call light mentoring. So you post your stuff on the Facebook group or send it to me in an email, and when I get some time, or if I see you need some help on Facebook, the other students some of them can chime in and give you some feedback, or I will as well. Yeah, meet up, bro. Are you gonna stop by the summit? Oh, you can't afford the trip. Dang it. Sorry, bro. I'll post pictures. If you look at my I didn't do one for the ZBrush Summit, did I? I did one for CTN. I did a blog post for last year's CTN when I went to CTN. It's on my page. I'm not a big blogger. I have like 2 posts on there ever. So I made one about CTN and another one about ZBrush Core. I just can't get into blogging. I'd rather do this, like, you know, live video instead. It's better. Okay. What am I doing? I'm just chatting and like moving stuff around. Okay. I just wanted to put that in place just so I could just get the bodice down and around it. Yes. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I saw it. Let me look. ArtStation. Let's check it out. Oh, I got a 404 error on that guy. Did you spell it wrong? Try one more time. Annoying question, Doug. But how many hours did you spend on Octopus Scroll? And congrats. Oh, thank you very much. I love how it turned out. I love how the render worked. It turned out really, really nice. It took me, let's see, I think it was either 12 or 13 episodes, 3 hours per episode, while I was talking just like this. So, what is it? 3 times 12 minus talking. So, I don't know how long that is. I'm not a mathematician. I'm an artist. But thanks for the question. You can watch the whole thing back on YouTube. Let's see. Do you think taking breaks from sculpting character art is a good idea, and for how long is healthy? Not necessarily. I mean, if you're passionate about it and you're into it and that's what you like to do, there's no reason to slow down or stop. And every artist hits lulls, like they just do. And it's always a good idea to go get inspired. So how I get inspired is I go and I look at art on ArtStation or Pinterest or things like that. And it's funny because I do look at other people's sculptures to get inspired, but even more than that, I look at people's character designs and 2D art. Because that's like, oh, that looks so awesome, I want to model that, you know. And I have a whole page of stuff I want to model on my Pinterest board. So, yeah, but if you feel like taking a break, like you're just exhausted, and you then take a break and get your tank refilled, full of inspiration. So, yeah, it's good. Yes, Sumerian, you gotta go sometime. It'd be awesome to see you there. You live in LA though? You drive by the location every day? Oh yeah, by Noman. Awesome. Let's see. Okay, Austin, I'm gonna have to look at. Just send me an email or something so I can take a look, because I don't like to give critiques or anything while I'm streaming because it's not very fair to the rest of the people watching. So, but I'd be happy to check it out. just my email is shane.olson@3dcharacterworkshop.com. Just send it to me there, and I'll take a look when I can. I'd be happy to. Yeah, that skirt. Yeah, I'll show you how I'm gonna do it. So I've been talking to my buddy Steve James about maybe using Marvelous, but this is just way too complex to use a simulator. So I'm gonna just use this. See this cloth brush down here? I'm just gonna run the cloth brush and just kind of mock it up and then retop it. Let's see. I've been reading loads of comics. Comics are great. Yep. It's a great inspiration. Yes, and subtracting talking. Who knows? I mean, I've been sitting here for the last... what? Alright. Yeah, wildlife photography is a fantastic inspiration. Anything, honestly, anything. I mean, it could be music, it could be a film, it could be anything. Anything you're into. Like playing video games. Every time I play Overwatch, I'm like, oh man, I need to do somebody else's character in the style of Overwatch. You know, something like that. It's just, you get inspiration from everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. Just for fun, I'm going to grab this darker red and fill in the color on her dress. Just for fun. Okay, I'm going to retop and build out this bodice thing on the top here. I love how she's got a little pouch. It's like, what is that? A little steampunk pouch. Oh, sure. Now I'm going to get slammed with emails. I try to answer all of my emails. There you go. There's a possibility I might not... I try and answer every single one of them, so if I don't answer right away, just try and be patient with me, and I'll try to get to you. Let's see. Disney Infinity. You know, I'm still inspired by Disney Infinity. I'm not gonna lie. The stylization is just super fun. I can't get away from it, obviously. I mean, this still has some Infinity inspirations happening here. Butt kissing. Thanks. Okay. Let's get some bodice. So what I usually do when I go to make new armor, I don't paint, is I duplicate. I said armor, I mean clothing. The bodice thing. Then I take this topology brush and I'm going to just isolate the area that I want to build. So let's see, it's about, just so the arms and stuff aren't in the way. Solo this out for a minute. Jessica in power armor, right? That's the next one. I love it. Then I'll delete hidden, because since this is a copy, I don't need to worry about accidentally deleting everything else. And that hair is kind of in the way. And I don't need her head or eyeballs or any of that stuff. Okay. So we just have the bodice or the body and the dress. And you can, the reason I'm showing the dress is because I want to draw out on top of it. I just want a little bit of volume between her body and the dress when I draw this, so that's why I did that. Okay. And yes, this is a bit asymmetrical, but we're going to draw it symmetrically for a minute. And I'm going to leave it open all the way down, even though it gets stitched lower here, and then I'll just kind of push it together as we get there later on. Okay, so I'm just going to start drawing this topology. And I might change this. If you guys have my UI, my user interface, you can see this OBJ shadow over here. See how this shadow is kind of dark? I want to be able to see what I'm doing, so I'm going to crank that down You see that it lightens right up. Then I'm going to change the color to a gray and fill it, just so I can see better. Ta-da! And you can find that OBJ shadow underneath the render menu. Just kind of, you have to dig. I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's under maybe BPR shadows. Gosh, I can't remember. Anyway, it's in the render menu somewhere, down, buried down in there. Oh, come on. Topology brush. That would help if I picked the right brush. Okay. I keep getting too close and it snaps together. So I'm going to bring it down to about here. There we go. Oh yeah, you can finally see. The light is revealed. Okay, this is going to be fun because it's going to go from a lot of volume up top to hardly any volume down here. So I might have to do some U-turns. But we'll see. Alright, what is this music? What's this, Joe? None of that. High-pitched bird whistles. Piercing my ears. Okay. I really need to take the time and find and kind of hone the list of music, of songs better. Okay, so it goes underneath her armpit and then up and across. Now, this is going to be bridged across here. It's not going to go down inside like that, but I could either make a temporary sphere to fill this area to draw on top of, and sometimes I actually do that. Or I can just edit the geometry after I've made it, which is probably what I'll do. And what I like to do when I'm doing a retopology or drawing a new clothing is I'll do the front and the back and then split the side. And I'll do that whether I'm drawing on an arm or a leg or whatever, or a torso like this. Then it kind of gives me a unified place to start. Then I can split it and then split it. And then just start going here. Let's see. And I'm just trying to find where I'm going to draw this bottom line to finish it off down here. So probably in this area. Yeah, it's going to start making faces now because I'm drawing quads down to there. And it's a good sign when you see quads like that, because you know that it's working and all the lines have been crossed. Let's see. Let's go through the middle. Let's see. Starting to cinch it down. It's kind of fun to watch. You guys catch Rick and Morty Sunday night? Oh, you got one? Okay, Douglas. Oh, on YouTube. I'm just going to copy it and put it aside. Thank you very much. I'll check it out. 1 second. I don't want it to start. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. No spoilers. Okay, no spoilers. Rick and Morty. You gotta go watch it. It's awesome. No spoilers. Pickle Rick. That's all I'm gonna say. It's hilarious. Oh, that show cracks me up. All right. Right. This is a great way to do clothes. You know, it's just kind of a way to, because I'm a poly modeler first, so I came from the poly modeling world. So I like to have some clean geometry underneath, and I just kind of like to build it out this way. See, there's a lot of sculptors that will they'll mask this part off and extract it and then work with it from there. But I don't know if it's the box modeler in me or what, but I just prefer to do it this way. I don't know if it's a control thing, you know, I don't know what it is, but I like it. Okay. And I know that there's not enough geometry around here, and that's okay because it's not going to be as defined as this. It's going to go over top, so not too worried about it. So yeah, and then you can clean it up by holding Alt and just dragging anywhere on the model, and it'll clean up all those kind of loose ends. Beat's gonna drop. Let's see. Dry otter. Would appending a Q cube, adding some loops, splitting to another subtool, then projecting work? Yes and no. I mean, you could totally do it that way, and it would give you some pretty even geometry too. It's just kind of the back and forth. If it's because when you project and it's going to snap, there's an envelope. So if you can get your vertices within that envelope before you project, then you could make it work pretty smooth. But I find that just fighting to get that geometry within the envelope is a lot more time consuming than just drawing it on like this. And sometimes you won't get enough density inside. Like, you know, if you use a cube, it's divided so many times, you can kind of guess what it's going to be, but you might need more, you might need less. I don't know. It's something to definitely try, and I have done that before. But yeah, on this go around, I'm just drawing it on. So, but yeah, it's a good idea. Let's see. You always find that brush to be super frustrating. Yeah, it does cut out a bunch of tweaking, exactly. So you're not just kind of, because you have to mush around. You can't just say, okay, snap, and it'll grab everything, and you just expect it to just kind of snap around the whole body. The envelope doesn't stick off of your model enough to grab it and pull it in. It's very close to the surface, the envelope. It's not that far out. So you have to get it pretty close to even make it work. There is some envelope settings that you can turn up. You can make the envelope larger to grab more vertices to pull them in. I've never really experimented with it, but that's something you could look at. So multi-arts, yeah, this brush can be frustrating. So let me show you a couple tips. Let's go around back here. And my buddy Sean Lake was having some problems with it too. And one thing to note is make sure you have even quads like this. Don't try and come in at weird angles like this, because you're going to get triangles. And you're going to, like, even if you're, let's see if it's going to do it. So sometimes when you get weird angles, it'll still make a triangle, because I can't make one right now, but when I want to, I can't do it. But if you're sitting there trying to make nice, clean geometry, sometimes it'll make triangles, and that's not what you want. So to erase, what you do is you hold down Alt and just drag over the top of a line like this, or like this, or like this. So that's how you can kind of clean it up. And if you get something that you don't want, see these green circles? That means that the connection point is actually not working. So what you do is you clear these lines out, and then you start again, and see how I'm hovering over it, and then the circle turns green? That means it's going to go and continue. If you still see a green circle there, it means it's not connected, so it's not going to work. See, I'll show you if I can get, let me see if I can get a green line there. Now that I want to do it, it's not doing it. So if there's a green line and you go to try to connect, it's, maybe I can do it like this. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to make a quad. So that's something to be aware of. So that's probably where your frustration was coming from, is maybe you weren't able to, you know, connect your lines. And that happens a lot on the symmetry line down the middle. Sometimes you won't get that connection and it won't draw. And then always go past where you want to draw. So if you only want a quad in the middle, make sure you draw past, like this, this, and this. Don't try and go like this and then go like this, because it's not going to work, because there's no corner line, there's no corner circles here. See how there's corner circles? This one didn't work, and that could be another frustration for you. I'm trying to think of what else. And if you're wanting to cut something down here, and you're trying to continue a line, don't stop at the line like this. You'll want to go past it, then continue from there, if that makes sense. Then you can cut it. So, because if you're, did you see that? Like, if you're trying to stop at that line, it's going to give you a green circle, and sometimes it doesn't always work to continue it. Sometimes it'll leave like hollowed quads, and you're like, why didn't it connect? Why didn't it make a quad? And that's why. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. And here is what I do. If I tap on the surface, it's going to give me some thickness like this. Let me turn on wireframe. See, that's got thickness. Yeah, no problem. I hope it helps. That's good. Okay, so I don't want this thickness right now. I just want a single-sided plane. And how you do that is you just turn your draw size, because it's based on draw size. It's going to give you however thick your brush is, and you tap on the surface. That's how thick it's going to make your piece. And it's also going to go, it's going to make it that thick going on the inside and the outside. It doesn't go from where that plane is out. It goes from where that plane is and splits the difference both on the interior and the exterior of your model. So think about that. But I just want a single plane. So how you do that is you turn the draw size to 1. And sometimes it doesn't always work when you tap. So you have to tap a couple times to get it to work. Because it's like, what are you doing? You're not making any thickness. And that's correct. So now I need to get rid of this temporary body that I drew everything on. And you can see why I made the dress. See how this is kind of sticking off of the surface above the surface of her skin? I mean, it's just a minor little thing, but I don't know. I'm just being anal about it, I guess. But now I'm going to hide this body. And I can turn on double-sided so I can see the whole thing, and then delete hidden. And here is my bodice. If I hit D for dynamic subdivision, you can start to see it. And I'm going to get rid of this seam down the center. So just hit uncrease all. And then I'm going to start pulling out these points. And this is something that my students they were getting tripped up on, these orange dots. Like, what is with these orange dots? They look like a bunch of pins. What's going on? Well, Dynamic subdivisions are just a preview. So if I hit Shift D to go back, you can see this is what I'm really working with. This is my low resolution mesh. This is just a preview. And the little orange dots are showing where the actual vertices exist in space. And those are the things you can actually edit. You can't edit. It looks like a vertice is here, but it's not. It's out here, and that's what you edit. So sometimes you have to go back to the lower subdivision mode and move your, it's easier to move your points around in this mode. Then go back to subdivision. What added the crease? So the crease gets automatically added when you make it a plane, when you make it a solid surface. It just adds it down the center of the symmetry line by default. I think it might even add it on the open edges. I'm not sure. But sometimes ZBrush will just add creases here and there. Like when you extrude stuff, it'll automatically add creases sometimes. Just kind of have to be aware of it. See, this song's not bad. Okay, let's unhide that body now. And you can see that the surface it shrinks. So when I have dynamic subdivisions turned on, it shrinks and goes inside the body. So I want to compensate for that and pull it out. So she looks like Christmas because she's red and green. Increases. We need one of those. Man, Jessica's waist is insane. Look, what is this? That's so small. See yourself out. Oh, funny. T-Chan's like, like Fozzie Bear. Huh? Okay, I don't. This is a bit on the low side. The low in space. I know. Look at that spine. What? Where's her stomach? Like the interior organs? Where? Man. And it's funny too because have you ever seen some of those old images from the past where these ladies would wear these corsets and try and like cinch their waistline and get rid of ribs and things? Just, oh my goodness. Why would you do that to yourself? It's all for the sake of beauty. No. Stop it. Okay. Okay. My goodness. And what's interesting too about this, oh, geez, Lopar, you're on a roll, man. Was a cinch? Oh, we need a. Wearing it was a cinch. Born beautiful. You don't need to take out one of your ribs or two of your ribs. Yeah, you could take out a couple of my ribs and there wouldn't be no difference. It'd still just be the chubby slug. How's it going, Rabbit? Welcome to the stream. The fun pun stream. It's like Dad Joke Haven tonight, starring Panda. It's a good one. Okay, so now that I have this, it's obviously too low, right? Too low. So what I've drawn is like not enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a real subdivision level by hitting Control D. Okay, so now this is, I'm going to make this my new low. I'm just going to hit Delete Lower. Now this is my new low, and then I can use dynamic subdivision on that. And that'll give me more geometry. And now I probably have too many cross sections going through here, but I'm going to keep them anyway. This is looking a bit square. Squarish. No worries. I was kind of a little late too. I got a bit sidetracked today. I was telling these guys earlier, my oldest son's getting married. And so I was digging through a bunch of old photos trying to find pictures of him. Whoops. Alright. Fun pun. There's my ruler. Let's hide these things. And her skin is pink. And her other skin is orange. Okay. We need to find somewhere in between. Steve! Yes, Chandler is getting married. Is that crazy? Crazy. That means I'm old, that's what. Alright. I'm an old, ancient person. He's 20. I have a 20-year-old kid. When did that happen? You are old. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, buddy. Okay. This is something that you guys probably didn't know. But I'm 45. I turned 45 this month, actually. Okay. So if you set your RGB intensity to 100, it's going to fill this whole thing with that color, but I want to keep some of that orange in there, and I want to fill it not 100%. So I'm going to turn this down to like 24 and fill it. See how it's warming her up just a little bit, but she still kind of has that orange. There we go. Then I want to do the same thing to her head, but in the opposite direction. So I'm going to grab this color and fill her face, because her face is quite pink. Bring it towards the orangish color a bit. I'm definitely 20, definitely. How long have I been doing CG? I've been doing CG since 1998. So it's going on 19 years? 18, 19 years, something like that. I'm old, I'm telling you. I'm old. Alright. Okay. I want to try something. What's this music doing? That is, so 18 years professionally. Yep. And I was working with Steve James back then too. Right, Steve? When did you start? 99 or 2000? Okay. Sometimes these songs get to be a little too much. Mortal Kombat game for SNES. I wish. I actually worked on a fighting game called Xena Warrior Fighting Princess. That was my first one. For the Nintendo 64. I'm gonna fill our hair with this crazy red color. It's gonna be, oh, it's so crazy red. Yeah, Xena. Xena. Yeah, it wasn't the best game, I'm not gonna lie. So, I'm gonna try retopping this body. Duplicate. I'm gonna try 10. See what it gives me. Yeah, I was actually 28 when I started. 27, 28. Joanne, yeah, that's awesome. I expect I'll be doing this till I'm not around anymore. As long as my hands still work and my head still works and my eyes still work, I'll be doing CG. I'll be modeling characters. I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait for VR to take hold so I can actually get off this chair and get up and move and see my sculpt life size and go crazy with it. I just picked up an Oculus for my birthday, so I will be messing with it a little bit. Young new go-getters, the new go-getters, there's the passion is there, but the skill is not quite matured yet, you know. Even if you're just getting into it in your later age, the maturity level is a little higher and you learn quicker. I don't know, it's kind of a give and take, because we hire at Disney Interactive, we hired all ages. It didn't matter. We'd have interns, we'd have people that were veterans in the industry, we'd have people that were doing it for just a couple years, you know. We had some that were doing it as long as I had, so it was all across the board. 39. Awesome. Yeah, but art you can do till you die. That's true. Yeah, I used to. It's funny you bring up construction. I used to be when I was like, well, I went in the military and I trained how to be a heavy equipment operator. So, like dozers and track hoes and backhoes and things like that, dump trucks. I learned how to do all that. That was my fallback skill in case art didn't work out. Oh boy. But thankfully art worked out, so I'm good. Okay, let's see what this did. Not bad, not bad. The thing you really need to focus on is in between these fingers, but it did okay. Okay, now I'm just going to hide everything except for the other body, and then project all. This just turns it from a Dynamesh into a more workable mesh. Okay, so now it's a mesh with subdivision levels. And if you'll notice, let's see. Let's project this again. I always hate to show unclothed ladies in the stream because then that's what the thumbnail... Oh, come on. Okay, are we still here? Wait. Okay. You still here? Anyway. Yeah, not safe for work now. Anyway, what I was saying before I was projecting all, so that cut out. Oh my goodness. What I was saying is I hate showing the nude bodies in the stream because then the thumbnail in like on Twitch in the creative, the kids will go, I want to go look at that. All right. Sorry about that. This light is blowing me out. Hold on. There. Let's turn that down. Ugh. All right. That took a lot of my CPU to project that, I guess. I'm gonna do a save as. Oh. Okay. He was too old. That's discrimination, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. If the person's got the skills, yeah, that's discrimination. Fake Swede. I'm Mr. ZBrush now. Okay, easy. Hit Control N. That will clear your screen of the mess. So I'm gonna show you what you did. Okay. So what you did is you accidentally hit T, which is Edit, right here. So if I hit T, now this model is not live anymore. So then you hit T again and it'll turn Edit back on. But if you tried to move it or you drew it when Edit was off, you'll do this. You'll be like, what is happening? Or you'll go to turn it and it'll leave one behind. That's what's going on. So make sure your Edit is turned on and then hit Control N. And then you'll have just your original one back again. Yep, it's just a remnant from when it was a 2.5D. Yep, that is it. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, I was just messing around with this hand. This hand is kind of horked. Anyway, it happens to everyone, man. If you ever want to do that on purpose, hit Shift S like this. That makes a snapshot. Shift S makes a snapshot. So now I have it on purpose. You can do a turnaround like that if you want. So just hit Control N, and it'll make it. It's just refreshes your screen. Hey Ahmed, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Okay, Dry, I didn't see your question. Here we go. What prompts you to switch from Dynamesh to not Dynamesh? Is it one specific thing or several? Okay, so it's interesting you say that. I just barely finished a lesson in my course that covers this. I don't know. This is the lesson that I was like, why didn't I put that in there in the first place? But it's It's one of the most important lessons I could have. And what happens is, when I'm modeling, I want to be in the lowest resolution mesh possible with dynamic subdivisions turned on. Okay, so like this bodice is low. So if I hit Shift D, it's pretty low resolution mesh. It's been ZBrush, but it's pretty low. And I like to keep it that way. This is just a single-sided mesh. And then if you just hit D, it goes into dynamic. And that is where I want to be for almost all of my pieces. And the reason why is because that state of mesh works with almost every function that ZBrush has. Okay, so like especially Z Remodeler or delete hidden or just things like that, or mirror and weld. All of those tools only work with non-subdivided objects. But if it's Dynameshed, your mesh is way too dense. Okay, the reason you Dynamesh is for combining objects together. So if you watched my stream from last time, you can see that I blocked her out with primitive shapes. Well, then I wanted to combine all those shapes together to create her body. So I Dynamesh them all together. Well, the Dynamesh is too it's too high density. So I wanted to make it lower resolution because it's easier to smooth. It's easier to go to edit. So I go down to the lowest subdivision, not here, my body. I go to the lowest subdivision level, and that allows me to edit this a lot easier. Okay, so if it's high resolution and you try to edit it, it's going to make lumpies and bumpies a lot easier. So you'll want to have a lower resolution mesh. And the only reason I add subdivision levels is like real subdivision levels that aren't dynamic. It's usually because I want to do poly painting, because poly painting is actually vertex painting. And you'll notice here, I'll just grab a color and I'll try and paint on, turn my RGB intensity up. If I'm painting on her arm, see how it doesn't have enough resolution? It's because I'm painting on this low resolution model. Because essentially, if you know what vertex coloring is, that's essentially what this is. This is vertex coloring. And that's why it looks like this. Okay, so if I want more resolution, what I can do is I can divide it up. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I can go up in actual subdivision levels. And then when I paint, it's going to look a little better. I usually divide it up to about 1.5 million or more polygons. So see that? Now the poly paint looks a lot better all of a sudden. It's because I have enough density on the surface. So that is why I would use actual subdivision levels. Also, it helps when you go to pose your character. So when I go to pose it, I have the high and the low. That's how it works. So you pose the low and it propagates to the high. Also, you can have high resolution to have high resolution detail. So you don't want to sculpt on a dynamic subdivided mesh, because again, you're sculpting on that low resolution mesh, so you're not going to get the detail. So you want to subdivide it. So can you get rid of those after making a UV map? Get rid of what, I guess, is the question. So can you get, when you go to make a game resolution mesh, I will usually either retopologize it inside of ZBrush, or I'll retopologize it somewhere else and bring that retopologized mesh back in here. That way I can control the flow and everything. And that mesh I will put UVs on. And then I will bring it in here or into another program like Marmoset or something like that, and I will transfer all of the color and sculpted high resolution detail to the low resolution mesh via texture maps. So with normal maps and texture maps and color maps, all that kind of stuff. So if that what, oh, you wrote it while I was vertex painting. Okay, so no, you don't. usually you don't work with UVs inside of ZBrush. You can make temporary UVs with the UV master and stuff like that, but normally I only use UVs in the game mesh at the very end. And I will typically either do a... ZBrush has a really great UV map unwrapping stuff called UV master, but sometimes you want to have just a little bit more control, so I'll take it and I'll do it in Maya or somewhere else. So, mutated jellyfish? Holy... What's going on, man? So this is another friend of mine from work. He worked on the toy box inside Disney Infinity. This is Worth. What's going on, man? These hands really bugging. They look like pudgy little... I don't know what's happening. Yay! Finally. I go to all your parties. Some friend. I'm teasing. I should be playing Overwatch. The new Summer Games stuff is out today. Gosh, I'm only making this worse. Does Plex work with ZBrush? I've never used... Or PTEX? No, it does not. I'm like, Plex? Like the video server? No, PTEX. Yeah, PTEX is... I'm not sure how popular PTEX is anymore. It doesn't really work in game engines, so I've kind of avoided it. It's more of a film thing. So... But ZBrush does not support it at this time, so... I've never messed with it. They're like inflated latex gloves. They are. Thanks, Worth. They are. They're horrible. I might go rob some hands. Sometimes I'll rob hands from older models that I've done. Just because I don't want to sit and... Because I'm lazy. Okay? This is too... Okay, here... Somebody was asking why I would want subdivision levels instead of a Dynamesh. So I want to smooth this out because it's too strong, and it's better to do that at a lower subdivision level. But you want to make sure you turn RGB off, or else it'll smooth out your color too. And turn your Z intensity down because it'll work really quickly. There we go. Then you want to go up in subdivision levels and just start smoothing that out. There we go. That's a little better. I need to smooth this out back here too. You're here to reinforce all the negative things you say about your own work. Thanks, Worth. Made somebody around like that. Hand thief on Twitch. Do it for real or you're not a real artist. I did it for real once. Just have to do it good once, right? See how smooth this is? I mean, there's not really any detail because it's a 2D drawing, but I really like to try and emphasize things that the original designer puts in. And you'll notice that in the actual film, that it's kind of weirdly smooth through here. There's a lot of real estate from here to here on Jessica Rabbit. There's a lot of real estate. Like when she walks by the camera, you're just like, what's with that anatomy? That's just weird. At least that's what I think anyway. She walks by. Fingers longer? Yeah, they're quite long. I don't know. I don't know. They might be too long and too weird. I don't know. I'll fix it later. I'll fix it later. I don't know what this music's doing. Just so you guys know, this is not the kind of music I listen to when I'm sculpting normally. I usually listen to movie soundtracks. You know who makes good hands? Is Dylan Ekron. Holy cow, that guy. Isn't that awesome? Okay, I just want to point out how blocking out a character with primitive shapes creates nice happy accidents. Because you'll see how that collar bone that I put in there and the neck stuff, it just comes together and it works. This is a little weird from this angle. I just love how it works. You know, when it works, I love how it works when it comes together. Rabbit, should I turn it off? Is it too distracting? I just thought it was kind of boring, you know? I don't know. Ryan Kingsland? Yeah, he's like, what? It's like an anatomy train wreck. Ah, it's a caricature. Caricature. Let's... I hope Brian's doing well. I haven't talked to him for a bit. He has his new game course. It's like a live game course that he put together. I'm pretty excited for that for him. It's at his studio in Malibu. Goofy dance music. It's true because I'll tell you the reason why is because it's copyright free. You have to use copyright free music or else they silence out everything. Like all of my talking and everything, they would silence it out. Otherwise I'd be listening to the music I want. But this is copyright free music for a reason. Jumpy poppy dance music. I wish I could get better music on here. That'd be nice. So what do you guys think? Yes on the music or no? I'll let you guys vote since you have to listen to it. Just gonna push this back. So, were other folks interested in seeing you model that? Oh, yes, actually, the Cycra base. Yes, I talked about that when I first got on today. So it's actually really exciting. I messaged Cycra. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you. I loaded it up here. Let me show you. Okay, so Cycra right here. He made this simplified anatomy model to help people with their anatomy when you're drawing. He meant for this to be used for people that were drawing figures. But I saw it, I'm like, man, that is great because it's not a perfect anatomy model, but it's perfect in the fact that it covers enough of the muscle groups that matter, that make sense and they matter. So, and he's done a very, very good job with it, and it's very stylized, and it has nice angle changes and nice colored groups to draw your attention to all the groups. It's super nice. So I approached Cycra yesterday and I asked him if he would mind if I modeled this, and he was super excited about it. In fact, he was so excited about it that he said, you know what, let me draw you a new one. That one's kind of old and outdated. So he is going to draw a new one, and I'm going to model that one. So I'm pretty excited about that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start modeling that. If he's done with it, I'm going to start modeling that next Tuesday. And I'll put Jessica on pause for a little bit, because I feel like Jessica's kind of a repeat of the Pirate Girl. You know, you've kind of seen it before, kind of the same thing. So I want to kind of change it up, and I really want to model that stylized anatomy figure for myself and for my class, for my course. So it kind of kills a lot of birds with one stone. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. So yeah, with the music, so I have one no and one indifference. Anybody else want to chime in on that? Myself, I'm kind of indifferent. It's nice to have something in the background, but when it gets to that super high pitch repeaty techno stuff, it's like dripping water on my head, you know? Stop it. Oh, cool. Thanks. I can't say everybody's name. Gebnar. Thank you. I'll attempt. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of turning out nice though. Okay, let's make some gloves. That's another nice thing with the ZRemesher. As long as it doesn't make spirals, you can use it to, instead of taking the time to draw out the geometry like I did with the bodice, I can use the geometry from the arm to make these gloves. So I'm going to attempt that, and we'll see. So remember, every time you make a new piece of clothing, you want to duplicate it off. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'll hide the other one. I'll go down in subdivision levels and then delete higher. So now I have this. And how you can tell if it spirals or not is if you grab this select lasso, and then if you hold down Control plus Shift, it will, and click on an edge, it will hide that loop like that. And if it was a spiral, you would see it spiraling all the way up the arm. So it's not spiraling, yay. So it ends about here, down to, kind of covers that hand. Just her fingers are sticking out, so. But the loop changes after this one. So I'm going to hide these. But it has this. I'll just weld that together. Okay. Now that I've hidden those lines, I can do an auto group. And it's going to put these in their own group. And do a, just unhide everything. And it puts those little rings into the old group they were in. Now I can do a mirror weld. So it puts these arms into these sleeves into the same group. Then I can just hide everything but the sleeves. Then delete hidden. Boom. Okay. That's the first time you've heard of spirals? Yeah, ZRemesher, it used to make spirals more often than not, but they fixed it. The front part of her red clothing has kind of a heart shape. Oh yeah, I'll have to check that out. So yeah, this part, I know what you're talking about. I will try and get that in there. Okay, so I'm going to solo this, and thanks for bringing that up. And welcome to the stream, by the way. Okay. I'm just going to weld these together. The Z modeler, stitch, and I'm going to change this to midpoint, stitch. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna go not safe for work for a minute, and I just want to solo this arm. Okay. Now you can move the polygons out on their normal, like inflate. If you hover over this yellow square, you can see it says hold down Control to inflate. So you can hold Control and just inflate this geometry so it's larger than the arm. So we're going to create a shell out of it later. Amadog, welcome to the stream. This is a 27. I saved up for a couple years for this bad boy. Yeah, they're coming out with a 32. This is just fine. This is all I need. In fact, it's a little too much. 32. Then it's just overkill. You don't need that 4K business. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to try and stretch it down over the hand loosely, kind of like this is. And then I will put some more spans, some more subdivisions in there. Yeah, 22 is great. Oops, I need to be on lasso mode. I had a 24 HD for a while before this one, and I really liked that one. And the reason I liked it is because it had the buttons up here. So I could tuck my keyboard away and pretty much put the thing in my lap and just use the buttons on the side. That's kind of why my user interface looks the way it does. Everything is within reach without having to hit too many hotkeys. I'm mainly only hitting Control, Alt, and Shift. So I would use that puck thing, but it just slides right off. It's supposed to be magnetic and hold, but at the angle I have this at, it just slides right off. And I can't hold it in my hand because sometimes you're pushing 3 buttons at a time with ZBrush and it just doesn't work. Oh, this is my gizmo. Like, this is a gizmo I made. Oh yeah, I actually have one of those. I have a G13. You use that when you're in ZBrush? Yeah, I need to try it again. I do have one. I just need to give it another go. So if you guys don't know a G13, here, hold on a second. 1 second, I'll just show you. So it looks like this. You guys see that? It's just kind of a miniature keyboard, and you can just put it down to the side of your desk and just kind of it's meant for gaming, so you can speed up your gaming, you know. But I bought one to give me some hotkey access without having my whole entire keyboard. Yeah. But it just gets hard to it's kind of hard to get used to. I'm gonna raise this desk. Hold on a second, guys. 1 second. I've been sitting for too long. Gotta get my footrest pad out. Okay. Alright. Convertible. Gotta lower the top. There we go. You can see my inspiration back here. It's my Jessica Rabbit. My buddy Jason Newkirk picked up for me in Disneyland. Okay. I don't know if I want to take it clear to the knuckles or not. Really putting his foot down. I thought Panda would be chiming in with some of those. Pun night. Tuesday pun night. This music's not too bad, I guess. Crunchy beats. Right. Skin-colored gloves. Okay. Let's do, let's get some color on here. Remember, you can only eye drop from an image if your ring is showing. Let me hit Control. Let's see, I'll do these purple. There we go. Oops. Yeah, not safe for work gloves. Okay. There's not safe for work. Hide everything, unhide everything. Okay. There we go. Gloves. Easy peasy. So the ones on her, they cover her hands because they're actually gloves, but these are kind of arm sleeves. Like, I don't know. Like wrist warmers. Who knows what they are. Kind of cool. Okay. So now let's do the same thing with this with the legs here. What happened to my shoes? I think I lost my shoes. I'll have to get those from another file. I think when I Dynameshed or something, they're still on this one. She's all purple. Yeah, that inflate scale is great. Okay, good. I still have the shoes. They're not lost. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Oh, stop it. So the reason it keeps painting a black dot like that is because I'm holding down Alt to try and select one of my subtools, and Alt is also the alternate paint, and I have the paintbrush selected, so it's painting black because black is my alternate paint color. But if I have Move selected, then and I hit Alt and I tap, it selects the different subtools. Okay. So I'm going to duplicate this again to make the legs, the leg, whatever these things are, the stockings. Okay. Same thing, go down and in subdivision levels, delete higher. And these go all the way up to mid-thigh. Do kind of the same process. I'm just deleting a loop here. Then I'll go down and do the same thing down here. Oh. There we go. And just do auto groups. Mirror and weld. Well, let's unhide everything. Mirror and weld. And hide these and delete hidden. Socks. We'll tweak them a little more than that. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and grab the color right now while we got it. Fill it. And then we'll use that inflate trick with the gizmo. Oh, come on. There we go. What? Got the wrong tool. Here we go. Oh, what in the heck is going on? Stop it. There. Kept grabbing that other subtool. Alright, this is what I'm talking about. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. So let's see. I've been trying to hide the polygroups, but it sometimes keeps deleting those edge loops instead. Oh, like we're using the loop? Is that what you're talking about? The select lasso loop? Yeah, those 3D connection space mice, I have used one, but it doesn't work with ZBrush because of the whole 2.5D thing. Yeah, unfortunately it does not work because this is not a true, like, traditional 3D viewport environment. Oh, control shift clicking? Oh yeah, and like hiding one of those rings. So you can, that won't, if you go back to select rectangle, that little hide a ring does not work. So if you want to just select the whole object or whatever, just turn back to select ring, or sorry, select rectangle. Just dragging these socks down. And I can't exactly tell what's happening on... Let me pull it up. The actual image. Yeah, that'll do it. Click on the poly itself. Alright. It's not working. Maybe it's... Okay. I just wanted to see what this boot was doing. So it looks like it's kind of cut up the back, and it has these buttons and these holes pulling it together. I don't know how detailed I'm going to go with that right now. Okay, I just wanted to see what was going on there. I think I'm going to make this one bigger. So I might do that hat next. Right there, this hat. Looks like Brian wanted to draw some feather stuff too, but ended up not using it. Okay. I'm just trying to make this follow the curvature of the foot. The red on red. Oh, This in the image? Yeah, for sure. All the reds. A really easy way to turn off all of your color is you can hold down Shift and click on one of these paintbrushes, and it'll just go to, so it'll go to whatever color you have over here. Then you can kind of see your sculpt a little better, what's going on. That's in the sculpt anyway. Okay, I'm going to get the shoes from this model. These shoes are so sparkly. You did it by accident. Hid everything. Like, no. Alright, fill. Where are you filling? Now I'm trying to decide what's going on with that shoe. Let's take a look at this one. Okay. Yeah. So this is actually going up around and covering her ankle a bit, and this is lower, so. Yeah. Crazy thin. Her heel just goes, you know, just goes up into her shoe. Is this? Oh. This music. Going crazy on the keyboards. She's an inflate. Inflate this a little bit around here. It's like I'm DJ. I'd really. Techno. Okay, I'm gonna actually make this like a shoe, like a real shoe here, or attempt it at least. Yes, Sumerian, I will. I will pose. I will put her in this pose before doing any of these wrinkles, because I want her to be in place. I want that hip to be rocked forward, and the dress to be draped exactly how it's going to be before I go spend all the time in putting all those wrinkles in. For sure. Okay. So I'm just turning transparency on so I can see through, kind of figure out the shoe shape. So it's not just sitting right up in her foot. Okay, I'm gonna make one more piece, a third piece. It's gonna connect both of these. Because oh gosh, let me look at it. No, maybe I'll just mask this off and pull it up. this off too. Doesn't have to look pretty, because we're gonna Dynamesh it and then ZBrush it. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Zomax, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Product placement. Robot in the house. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Marion. Thank you, thank you. Have you guys all seen it? Let me go find it. It was trending for a while. That was pretty cool. Here is the final render. There you go. Okay, let's see, auto groups. Here in weld. Oh, thanks. Keyshot is what that is. Okay. Pull it out a little too far on this side. Thanks, man. High praise. It was fun having you guys watch it come together too, so you guys know, you guys could see exactly what I did to make it happen, you know? It was fun. No secrets. It's like, here it is, this is what I did. No, that was edited after the fact. So in Keyshot you can render a TIFF with alpha or a PNG with just the background missing, and it's just a checkbox where you can just check it on render. Then I brought it into Photoshop and then just did a ramp to get the colors how I wanted. But the reflection is in Keyshot, and yeah, that rim light. I have three lights. I have one from the front that's just slightly magenta, and then I have one from the, let me look at it again. I have one from the left that's blue, and one from the right that's kind of a yellow. So it gets the tri-spectrum of color in there. The tri-spectrum. Yeah, it was fun. Okay. How did I go about doing Anakin's hair? So, oh, thanks, Ydem. what I did is I just made it's called curve straps. It's the strap brush, and you can just like, here, let me see if I can find it. Strap snap, I think it was. Yeah. So see that guy? It's like just a square thing like that, and then you can just lay that on the side of the head and just do a couple of them, different sizes, until you get what you need. Yeah, it's pretty fun. When you did your Superman model? Oh, cool. Thanks, he was a lot of fun. His hair was actually very, very difficult to get, because he's got very unique hair, like a really crazy profile. And it's like different in every shot in the movie. So, like, how the heck? And we looked at Clone Wars, and we looked at, yeah, just different things. Oh, it's a professional courtesy. Yes. No, you're fine. Reference is different, right? Reference, I mean, a concept essentially is reference, but it is the reference, right? It's the entire reference. If you're just like looking for reference for style, then that's different. You don't need to ask the artist permission for that. I know you're just joking, but I just wanted to clarify. Okay. I'm gonna do the heart thing you're talking about. Did I miss any questions? Let's see. Oh, Dry, yeah, gotta take off. Thank you very much for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, style reference. Okay, looks like I got them. If I haven't answered your question, feel free to just pop it back in there. The stream sometimes goes by so quick I don't catch them all. I don't mind you posting a couple times. Make this dress a little more Jessica Rabbity. Okay. So, I don't know, is Steve James, are you still in here? He was in here a little earlier. He's got this really, really cool technique for making lace. If you guys have seen his lace YouTube tutorial on YouTube, see how she's got lace across the top? I'm going to use his technique here and probably here to make that work. When you do start using your Oculus, what is Lone Echo? There's a lot of cool stuff I want to check out on there. My son, he wants to do Job Simulator. He's so excited about Job Simulator. He just wants to like just dig around with it. It's funny. Okay. I feel like I need to go. Sorry about this. I need to go out with these and in right here. They're getting a little teardroppy. Okay. Huh. That's all I do. Okay. Let's add some thickness to this. Yeah, braid brush. Have you seen the? There's a lot of braid brushes out there that are super nice. My buddy Brad Bollender, he made one for Rapunzel, like a custom one for his Rapunzel model. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to call Brad out because his model is phenomenal. Where did it go? Did he... Brad is kind of a recluse sometimes. Gosh. I wonder if he pulled it off ArtStation. If he did, I'm gonna have to give him a hard time. Gosh dang it, Brad. Alright, anyway, if you just search Rapunzel Disney Infinity, you'll see his model. And he made a really awesome braid. Like, he modeled it in Maya by hand, like they overlap, but just a section so it would repeat. And then he drug that thing down and made her whole braid that way. It's really cool. Yeah, it really is. The Rick and Morty earlier, I guess you saw the video. Yeah, the so you can mess with the plumbus. I did see that. Oh man. I showed my boss at work once, somebody playing with them, and he laughed so hard. He had to leave the room. He's like, what is that? Oh man. Rick and Morty. Yeah, Worth, I showed it. You were there, right? When I showed it to Mike? And he just could not stop laughing. Columbus. Gosh. You're an AI bot with a group of people on a mining mission on the rings of Saturn, and it gets very intense. You can only travel by using... use of does it make you like vertigo sick? Because I get motion sick pretty easily. Like I can't ride the Star Wars ride at Disneyland because it makes me sick. But that sounds awesome. I want to geek out on the Star Trek one, like the bridge commander. Worth, you need to get that. The Star Trek Bridge Commander, so we can geek out. You can be number 2. Number 1, number 2. That looks, I don't know why, that just seems super fun to me. Oh, come on. I'm just kind of trying to get this pinched angle a little better. Hey, oh yeah, that. Sorry, man. Oh, Worth worked with me at Cast AR, and they recently shut down, unfortunately. So I've been through 2, Disney Infinity and Cast AR, within a year of each other. This industry is brutal, kids. Is this music? This music is brutal. Funny hand pointing. I just want to act like I'm on the ship when it gets hit. That's all I want it for. Run into my own furniture. I do need a stream, DJ Worth. Are you offering? The problem is it has to be copyright-free music. And in that category, this is what you get. Is it? Bridge Commander. Do they have the holodeck? I probably could actually, you know, but or a fix. Sorry, I just kind of mumble over through people's names that I can't pronounce. But I probably could if I took the time, you know. but I'm kind of lazy and busy, so I don't know. So I just borrow other people's. They stabilize the shaking when the ship gets hit. Oh yeah, when they're all just going like this. That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna extrude this in. I'm gonna turn double off because I want you guys to see what happens. So go to ZModeler, turn off dynamic sub D. We're gonna go extrude, polygroup all. I'm gonna push it in so it gives thickness in, but you'll notice that it flipped the normals. So I need to flip the normals. So you go to display. Where are you, display? Display properties. Flip. Boink. There we go. Now this is getting pretty crazy down in here, but that's okay. Flipping normals. I like calling people a nerd. You're such a nerd. Okay, so now it creates its own poly group around the extrude. So I can crease poly groups, but I want to set my crease level to 3. And then crease poly groups. Puts a crease around everything, but you'll notice that it makes these round, which I kind of like them round. Actually, it makes it kind of look softer. Let's leave it. I was going to crease these little edges right here to make them sharper, but I think I'm going to leave it. Okay. Now it's got an edge to it. An edge. Let's adjust it so the edge is the same all the way around instead of going in. All right. I kind of like them going up past. So it's like soup, like a bowl of soup. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Oh, T-Chan. Now you got to be careful with this because now it has two sides. So if you're working on the front, especially when I have topological turned on and not backface masking turned on, if you're working from the front, you might not grab the back layer. So you make sure your brush is large enough to grab both layers. And if you mess up the interior layer, all you have to do is delete it and delete the outside band and then just extrude it again. So it's better to go back and delete everything and extrude it again rather than try and fight with it. I'm just using inflate to draw these closer together. You can't really use move across the symmetry line. Worth, you should stream your stuff, man. If you're still here. Worth, he is He's an environment artist, really good environment artist, and he's doing some awesome stuff right now. Trying to solve problems in your head. Yeah, that's, you know, I run into that occasionally when I'm streaming here, and it's like, especially rendering. Rendering is just problem solving. So it's just adjusting the light just a little bit here, and a little bit there, and a little bit here, and a little bit there, and going back and forth and back and forth. And I don't think that would be that entertaining to watch. Yeah, just like little, it's like watch me twirl buttons and flick switches. Yep, they are insanely hard to create. I couldn't imagine, like, I don't know. How do you do it, Worth? I'm kind of getting this a little too... I want to keep this line going. I don't want to undercut it too much, like this. So I gotta back that off a bit, what I was doing there. Doing stylized designs, you have to think about the design more than the anatomy and, you know, what it actually does versus the flow and how everything works together. Yeah, no UVs. UVs makes everybody cry. All right, I think, let's see, what time is it? 10:16. Should we build that hat really quick? It's funny, once you got the body in place, everything else is just about building everything. Just gotta build it. Yeah, let's build that hat. Let's pull this down here. So usually, and this is a tip for you, ask the concept artist for the original, like the original sketch, the original drawing, because when you're modeling a character, you're essentially looking for a blueprint. It's like a blueprint to a house. Would you rather have the blueprint, or would you rather look at the finished house and figure out how to build it from there, right? So ask, if you have access to the concept artist, ask him if he'll send you the original sketch, because that is the blueprint. And there's way more information in this drawing than there is in this painting. The painting is essentially almost just for color, and you can also see kind of what the artist cared about based on what is enhanced or whatever. So if that makes sense. Hat time. Did Panda leave? You're taking his place. Another thing with that's a nice angle. Another you're the new Panda. I'm the Panda. So another thing with subdivision levels, if you have them, you can't use an insert multi-mesh on the top of it. So let's see, I want to use a cylinder. We're just going to model this straight and symmetrical. Hey, walleyes. You hide her hair and you can see how she's wall-eyed. Split hidden. There we go. That's funny. Nice hat. Yep, done. Done. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Tip your waitresses. Yeah, the eyes. Oh, what error message? Oh, you're talking about the error message that you get if you try and draw on a subdivided mesh. Yeah, you have to get rid of your subdivisions. Or what I usually do is if it has subdivision levels and you don't want to lose the subdivision levels, you can duplicate. Like if this hair had subdivision levels, you can duplicate the hair, delete the lower subdivision levels, then draw out the object on the top of it, and then delete the object. So you can do it that way. That way you can still keep the subdivision levels of the original piece. Okay, so now we have this cylinder, and the reason I moved it to the center is because now we can make it symmetrical using mirror and weld from on X, which is this. Then I'll turn it, and then I want to mirror and weld on Y. So now it's symmetrical. It's in the middle. Okay. Trick. So now, see it, all the points line up with each other and everything. Yay. Let's see. Oh, I want to make the whole thing. Man, my eyes are super itchy tonight. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to do some Z modeling. It's about where that band is. Let's see. Here. And I'm going to bring that rim in. Okay. That'd be cool, man. Doing some environment swatch toys. That'd be fun. Alright, making that hat curve in. I'm going to extrude poly loop on this one. There you go, Mad Hatter hat. Yeah, those would be so cool. Do it. Do it, Worth. I'm tired of you not doing it. Okay. I want this whole thing to kind of dome on the top. I'm going to try inflate just to see what it does. Just lightly. Bigger. It's not bad. Alright, brims that go down in the front and the back and then up on the sides are pretty crazy to get to work. Let me see. Just gonna see if there's some deformer that might work. So it doesn't work symmetrically. Yes. Mad Hatter Hat. Welcome to the stream. I have to put some more edge loops in there. Okay. There you go. That worked out alright. Are you taking off? Alright, man. Thanks for hanging out. Take care, and I'll see you later. Next week, we'll do some anatomy. This is pretty cool. So, I wonder if I could, I wish it worked with symmetry, dang it. I guess I could do it on one side and then mirror it. Yo. Yeah, I used to use these cages a ton in like Maya and Max, so it's nice. It's a nice addition, for sure. Okay. So see, I wanted this angle, not this angle. So I'm going to mirror and weld it. Boom. Oh, come on. Clear the mask. Mirror and weld. Why aren't you working? Oh, because it's on Y still, I'm sure. There we go. Yes, Blands it is. That was the deformer modifier. So it looks like I have a little issue in with mirroring the center point right here. So basically, come on, snap. I'm going to grab this and pull it. Turn off symmetry, pull it to one side. Mirror and weld. There we go, fixed. Oh. Welcome to the stream, Art Kadev. Yeah, this is not in ZBrush Core. Unfortunately. Okay, come on. Get on there. Okay. Okay, I want to move this whole area down. How are you adding edge loops? With the Z modeler right here. It adds edge loops by default. So if you click on an edge, it's usually set to insert single edge loop by default. So then if you hover on an edge, see how it says insert edge loop? You just put it in there. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try and transpose flat island. Didn't grab all of it, but close enough. So, okay. It does have symmetry. What? Okay, I gotta look again. Again. just got to turn that on again. What? Is it masked or something? Here, let me save this in case I mess it up. Save as. Yeah, so many buttons. Microsoft Paint, yes. They're doing away with Microsoft Paint. Did you hear that? Yep, they're finally retiring it. Okay. Sorry, this was bugging me. Let me just adjust these guys and then I'll try it again. Yeah, there we It's 3D now. Microsoft 3D Paint. Alright, let's see. So, deformer. Why? It's giving me grief. Oh, maybe I have to reset it. Oh, look at that. Yay. That's why I accidentally mirrored it on the Z or something. Let's delete that guy. Oh. Okay, let's reset this. Reset this, reset this. Now let's try it. There we go. Okay, Blends, help me out here. So you have to drag the arrows? Like the orange arrows? Or, oh, that's to make more. Right. So you have to drag these arrows. I don't know how to do it. Oh, this is the crazy flute song. So it looks like if you pull... So does that mean this side? Oh, there we go. Okay, got it. Help more, Blends. Help me, Blends. Okay, so if I click here... Ah, okay. That's crazy. Oh, X symmetry. There, if I hover over it, it says what it does. So 1 is parallel and 2 is mirror. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Thanks, Blends. I figured it out. You helped me figure it out. Thanks for showing me the way. That is cool. I did not know that. Now I need to edit my lesson. Something new. I learned something new today. There we go. Hat. Is that looking close? Maybe a little taller, a little... Maybe a taller brim on the sides. That brim is really pulled up. Blends is the answer to life. What do we do with our life? Okay. Should we see it on her head? Done. Perfect. Ship it. Right. Rabbit. No truer words have been said. Make it smaller. Okay. Let's make the little band. The little headband. Or your Michael Balfitch. Yeah. That guy's like the dictionary or the like the readme of ZBrush. Okay. $42. It is the answer to everything in the universe. Is that Hitchhiker's Guide? Is that what that's from? I'm just adjusting this row here, Hitchhiker's Guide. So I'm basically getting ready to make the band, the hat band. It's not every day you hear a flute in a techno song. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate the hat. Then that's weird. Sometimes it does that weird stuff. Hide everything that's not the band. Let's turn on double. Okay. Delete hidden. Extrude. Poly loop, sure. Band. Let's move it up a little bit off the brim. Maybe make it a little taller. I know. Didn't this song play the last stream? I think it's the same song. Be one with the flute, Luke. Toodly tooty tweet. I think I might leave that band not creased. It's kind of cool. But I want to make it taller if I'm going to do that. See, this is the reason I like to keep my pieces separate if I can. See, what I could do, yeah, googly eyes. What I could do on this hat is I could have just extruded the polygons out from the hat, but instead I chose to actually make a new subtool, new piece. And this is wise, because now I can edit it, I can move it wherever I want to, I can color it whatever color I want to. It's all good. Now for the googly eyes. Googly eyes. Okay. Cylinder. Whoop. Oh, I need to local symmetry. Yep, just make all the subtools. Brimming with stuff. Oh. Oh, my gut. Alright. 1019. Do you think learning 3D costs much? It could, depending on how you approach it. I teach an online course. I teach how to do this stuff. And I don't know, it depends on what you think is expensive or not, I guess. Like, if you decide to go to a trade school, like a tech school, you can pay, you know, between $30,000 and $60,000 plus to learn 3D. Or you could get free tutorials online. You can find some free tutorials. Or you can buy a course like mine. It all depends on what you want to do. Yes, Blender is free. The best hat ever. Thanks. Alright. I need to adjust them now. So this. Cheap. So cheap it's free. Yeah, you can learn on your own. But there's so much out there that it's kind of overwhelming and you get lost. Like if you're brand new to it, you don't really know what to focus on, or what you're learning could be outdated. So you kind of have to know what you're looking for too. Yeah, they have Vancouver Film School up there, right? Is that free? You have to go to like vocational schools or whatever it's called, like community colleges, right? Isn't that free? Okay. So here's a little trick with insert edge loop. You can crank the Z intensity up, and you can tap and it'll actually push it outwards in space. Sculptress is free, but you also don't really use Sculptress in a professional environment. You can't really make final high quality assets with it. But it's a nice learning tool. It's fun to learn on. Little touch of the Mad Hatter. Yep. Where's Canada? All right. Turn this back down. Let's see, I want to scale polygroup all. Free degree in lion taming. Yep, Mario game. I'm gonna crease this edge. Crease. There we go. between 10 years is between high school and university. Nice. Too much. Let's see. Like moving to Canada? Gosh, T-Chan. Oh, dude. There we go. Like she could wear this teeny tiny hat over her eyes, right? Alright, let's fix that. Teeny tiny hat. Whoa. What the? Did I make a texture map? What the heck is going on? Perfect. It's perfect. What in the crap is going on? Seriously? Oh my goodness. That's perfect. I'm gonna save this just as a new file because it's on its way to explode, I think. Abort. I can't control Z because I merged. Gizmo 3D. Abort. So essentially what I did was I just merged two subtools together, but Dynamesh was on both of them. Let's see what happens. Gosh. Let's see. It's perfect. That's really bizarre. I'm gonna try and make Polymesh 3D. Okay, that fixed it. Usually, guys, Polymesh 3D fixes everything. So basically, it made a new tool out of that hat. A new tool. Okay. So now we'll go back to this guy. I just insert that new one and delete the old one. Not there's anything wrong with the old one. I've worked with ZBrush for years and I've never seen that before. Good job, ZBrush. Alright. Oh my goodness, I filled it with color again. You know what? It looks like material. There's material on it. Let me... Yeah, I bet that's what happened. It filled it with a material. Yes! I'm right. I'm right. That's part of the problem. Okay. Almost there. Did we get it? Yeah, like Joe Pickup says, it's like half the time working in ZBrush, you're just problem solving. or even as a character modeler. Half the time you're just problem solving. So if you fill an object with flat color, that essentially resets any material that's on it. Yeah, for now, till it comes back and haunts me. Bum bum bum. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Let's make this a little bigger, but narrower. I don't know. Okay, let's put it sideways, actually where it's supposed to be, and see what it looks like. Best music ever. Wonderland Dreams, how's it going? For sure. Techno flutes and clean subtools. I'm gonna put that on my resume. I want to make these glasses a little bigger. Auto groups. Do I care if it clips? No. Not for now. Techno flute music. I'm just trying to make it look like she could actually maybe wear those glasses. I don't know. Flute's coming next week. Mad flute. Flutes and tools. Oh man. Shreen, there she is right so far. I'm gonna warm her up just a little bit. Oh, where'd my hat go? This music. Just picture somebody with a mullet just like because it looks like buttons, yeah. I might put some, I don't know, like some steampunk bits around, you know, that this is like steampunky, so I want to like embellish some of her clothes to make her look more steampunky eventually, like even beyond what Brian has going on right here. So, the cashier looked like Jessica Rabbit. What? Alright, I'm just going to warm her up just a little bit here. There we go. That helps. Oh, just like my model or like Jessica Rabbit for real? Oh, okay. Interesting. cool. Yeah. Not this body. It's like, hi, can I help you? What? Copy wrong? No. Copy wrong. Copyright. That's awesome. So this has been 2 streams. So last Thursday, I started her. Or has it been 3? Been 2 or 3? Maybe it's been. This is the 3rd stream, I think. Am I leaving her in an A pose? No, I'm going to pose her like this drawing here. I'm going to pose her like this. Yeah, no problem. The cylinder of the hat looks a bit large, or maybe the side's not large enough. Yeah, I don't know. This is really pinched in here, so I think where the band is, I'll bring that in so it's much smaller. Yeah, this looks more like a normal hat. Need to push it more, for sure. I don't know if I'll get to posing in the next stream. Like I said, yeah, I'm about to wrap it up. I wrap up at 11 o'clock my time, which is 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is in 2 minutes. So next week, I'll say it one more time, but next Tuesday, I might be switching gears a little bit. I want to model an anatomy model, a stylized anatomy model. Let me find it right here. So I've been wanting to model this for a while. This is a simplified anatomy model by Cycra, and I got his permission to model this. I asked him a couple days ago, and he's actually going to draw me up a new one. He said he could do it better. So I think this is pretty awesome as it is. But so he's going to draw me a new one, and hopefully it'll be ready by next stream, next Tuesday, and I'm going to model that starting next Tuesday, and then I'll come back to her after that's done. I just wanted to kind of switch gears because I just got done doing a pirate girl, and you can see her on ArtStation right now. Let me see let me throw that up again one more time. If you guys could put some likes on it and get it trending, that'd be awesome. So you can watch me build out that pirate girl on Pixelogic's stream on YouTube. They record all the streams and they put them up on their channel in YouTube, so you can check them out there. So, and this one I'm going to do the same thing, but since this one is very similar to the pirate girl, I thought I'd switch gears and model out an anatomy model just for a while. It'd be kind of fun. So, anyway, thank you everybody for stopping by and checking it out and hanging out with me while I blabber on about 3D modeling. Gosh, I'm kind of out of it tonight. I just like to thank Pixelogic for having me again, and thank you, Kyle, for moderating. And just to let you guys know, I do have a course to teach you how to do this. It's a very, very in-depth course. If you go to my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com, right here. If you go to my website, I give away this user interface and these free brushes and my ruler file that helps you measure your characters. I give that away for free for signing up for my newsletter, and in this newsletter I will tell you when my course will be opening back up for enrollment. It will be opening back up later this month. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Have a good night. Take care. See ya.